We're better than this. We really are. I apologize for my anger today, but I don't accept mediocrity. Maybe you do. Maybe you can live with it. Maybe you sleep with it. Maybe you lie with it. Maybe you're comfortable with it, but I'm not.
Because that losing's just not in me, you know? If we got a chance, we're going to win. They simply left too much time on the clock. And you know what mode we went? We went Brady mode / legendary mode.
Following their 27-24 comeback victory, Coach Deion Sanders and quarterback Shedeur Sanders shared contrasting messages during their post-game interviews. Deion expressed frustration and disappointment towards his team's performance, while his son Shedeur expressed proud positivity about their resilience and their game-winning drive. First, let's hear from Coach Prime.
Appreciate everything. Wonderful win. Play like hot garbage. I'm trying to figure this out. Sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of us coming out here and putting forth the effort we put forth in the first half. We've practices. We've had really diligent meetings, and we're trying to figure this out. Trying to figure this out because I'm sick of it. I'm sorry. I'm happy about the win, but I'm not happy in the fashion that we wanted in. We're better than that. We really are better than that, and we got to start showing that. I expect to win, and I expect to win in a better fashion than that. I'm sick of these consistent holes that we're displaying and the penalties and the things that we're doing. We're so much better. I apologize for my anger today, but I don't accept mediocrity. Maybe you do. Maybe you can live with it. Maybe you sleep with it. Maybe you lie with it. Maybe you're comfortable with it, but I'm not. Let's go.
That second drive, was that kind of part of it there? You called 2 timeouts. It looked like you guys were really just trying to break through the wall and get a score. It was like
You mean the second drive of the game?
Yeah, it looks like you weren't okay coming away with nothing there, right?
The second drive of the whole game?
Yes.
What about the first drive? What about the first 2 plays?
Right.
How do you start out a game like that? With a quarterback like this?
What's the message to the team to get them to?
I've delivered every type of message you could fathom. It's not just the team. This is all of us. This is me and the coaches included. It's not just the team. We're not doing that. Shoot, look at the darn stats. Targets. We got to do better. We got to do better all the way around. Offensive, defensively, special teams. We start out not kicking the darn ball to the end zone, a returnable ball. I don't know how everybody else kickers kick the ball out the end zone but ours.
Speaking of kickers, you and Mata shared a moment there after the game
Yeah.
where you kind of looked like you maybe pushed him on the field to get some more shine.
Yeah, I want him to do his thing. Yeah, Mata is Mata. Guys, you didn't believe in Mata. I believe in Mata. Why do you think I brought him here? Mata don't miss. You call the timeout and freeze him all you want. That don't mean nothing to Mata. Mata, that's who he is. That's what he always says to me when I walk over to him and give him a hug. He said, I don't miss. And I love it. So I told him to do your thing. Do your thing. Get your shine on. It's your moment, baby. Live it. That's what I told him.
Coach Greg Moore, Arizona Republic.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
You're generally so positive. It's kind of jarring for me to see you.
I have expectations, my brother. I'm sorry.
You all right?
I really do. I have greater expectations. And we're better than this. We really are. We're better than this.
How do you turn this back into a positive message? Because that seems to connect the larger team. You've got something bigger, that this game is part of something.
We gotta meet my. I'm not changing. So you gotta meet my expectations. And that starts in practice, that starts in film study, that starts in preparation, that starts in coaching, that starts all the way down the board. It ain't just the kids. It's everybody. I have lofty expectations for this team, for this school, for this university. I really do. And we're going to get there.
Coach, on the one drive there, I think it was late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, Shedeur on a scramble kind of lowered his shoulder and
Yeah.
one of the ASU defenders and looked like he yelled, at the sideline at you guys. What did that message send to the team as he was kind of showing off that?
I don't even know if it registered. Because how you got a quarterback is not known for running, lowering his shoulder and runs over a guy. It should be 3 linemen there to help him up, shouldn't it? Didn't see that. That shit right there, that should make you want to say, oh, my God, our quarterback ain't no joke. He's a dog. No, didn't see it.
Coach, you already mentioned the drive, obviously, where they tied it. You're not happy with that. But defensively, they shut them down before that. Were you pleased with the way the defense bounced back?
Yeah, defense played good ball into that last drive. So that last drive makes you forget everything wonderful that they did to give up a 96-yard drive.
On Tuesday when you addressed the team, I think you said, I'm taking it personally, these slow starts. I'm going to take control of this.
Right.
Did you think kind of heading in, maybe you corrected a few things?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I thought I lit the fire up on every darn body that needed the fire to be lit. And obviously, it hadn't registered.
Coach, what have you seen from Anthony Hankerson in the last few weeks?
Hank is a dog, man. Hank is a great kid, runs the ball hard, keeps his shoulder down. I wish he could have came up with that catch at the end. We wouldn't be maybe a different tone in his whole press conference. But Hank's been a dog, man. He's been a valuable asset to what we're trying to accomplish.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, despite the special teams struggles overall, I mean, Xavier Weaver had a 51-yard punt return.
Yeah.
Can that be a spark for you guys on special teams-wise, just getting a big play like that?
Definitely was. I mean, he's capable of that. But we got to get the right number of guys on the field to block for him. That's the stupid stuff that I'm sick of. So, yeah, we have the talent, man. We have some talented young men. We have some talented people inside this locker room. We just got to put it all together. And I'm sorry with my impatience. I don't have patience for too much in life. You guys, my kids.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you all. You all right, my brother?
Thanks, Coach.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Coach.
You good, sweetie?
I'm good.
All right.
Does that whistle work?
Excuse me?
Does that whistle work?
Everything I do works.
Even though Coach Prime is very disappointed, as we're going to hear from Shedeur Sanders, it is impressive that Colorado was able to come back and win this game, because Arizona State outgained Colorado in every offensive category. Shedeur Sanders was even sacked 5 times for a negative of 17 rushing yards, which is more evidence about the bad offensive line play that Colorado has had all year. And despite this constant duress from the ASU, Shedeur still had a decent game, where he threw for 239 yards while completing 26 of 42 passes with 1 touchdown. And despite the offensive struggles they were facing, he was still able to lead a game-winning drive to set up the game-winning field goal. Now, despite the positive words we're going to hear in a moment, there were some few frustrated moments Shedeur had, especially one moment on the sideline, which Shedeur is going to reference in his interview. So it wasn't all fine and dandy throughout the game. He was frustrated and disappointed, just like his coach and his father was, but he was still able to rally the team up, bring them all the way down the field, and come back in the last minute to win the game. And in his post-game interview, you can see he's pretty proud of that.
I was like, practice, just trusting the play call, know what time it is. They left too much time on the clock, and we knew that. Nobody on the sideline panicked, flinched. Nobody didn't believe. The coaches just knew, like, what was going to happen, and I definitely knew what was going to happen, because you're going to do what it takes to win. But they simply left too much time on the clock. And you know what mode we went? We went Brady mode / legendary mode.
Shedeur, Giovanni Antonio with 5 catches late in the game. Did it just kind of feel like it was his time?
Nah, we got a lot of great receivers, even some of the players I wasn't able to get on the field today. So it's just about who's going and whose day it is. They rotate a lot, and we all know they're going to double team Xavier Weaver. That's to try to take him out the game. So it's just that next guy got to step up and be active on that backside.
Shedeur, late in the third quarter, you had a driver, you got sacked again, and you were sitting off by yourself. The whole defensive series kind of looked like in thought, frustrated. Came back out the next drive, you led the touchdown. What was kind of going through your mind when you were sitting on the bench?
Nah, it was just like really just taking accountability of what's going on in the game. You know, I'm holding the ball a little bit too long, not really going through everything, not basically playing perfect. So that's all it was. And then I'm on the sideline frustrated, and it's like, it's time. You know, it's time to do whatever it takes to win. And by any means, you could take matters in your own hands. You got the will, you got it inside of you. And you know the ins and outs of their defense and to make them dictate and do one thing. So their DC had a great game plan versus us. They did a pretty good job going to the ball, covering our guys. But at that point, it was, okay, cool, let's go legendary mode. let's lock in. Let's do it.
You looked like that on that drive. I mean, what was going through your mind in that drive? Was it just that? Is it like, we're not losing this football game?
Yeah, like it's just something that kicks in like whenever it's, cause that losing's just not in me, you know. So it's like, if we got a chance, we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not too late in the game, we're gonna win. So it's just understanding what's at stake, understanding what's going on, understanding the pros, the cons, on what we're doing, what we're not doing good, what we're doing good, and you know, really taking over, taking control.
Sure, on that drive, you kind of were scrambling and you lowered your shoulder into one of the ASU defenders.
Yeah.
And after that, you kind of yelled at your guys on the sideline to kind of seem like you get them fired up. What was kind of the message? Were you just trying to send on that play as you were kind of just, you know, lowering your shoulder on that guy?
Nah, it was really just because I feel like a lot of, so me personally, my body language is chill. I'm not really a super hype guy. I'm not a over the top type of guy. So I feel like sometimes the team don't see that in me, that I'm, you know, I'm ready, because that's just naturally how I am as a person. So we really just had to activate that dog, that fire in you, to show everybody, hey, look, we them guys. Like we those guys that could get out there and just do whatever we want to do. So that was really the thing, and really is just like a scare tactic. They know I'm going to lower my shoulder, so they're not going to think anything sweet with me.
Shedeur, that second drive of the game, it seemed like you guys were refusing to kind of come away without points there after going 3 and out yet again, third straight game, first drive 3 and out. How important was it for you guys to get in the end zone on that second drive?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember the first, second drive, third drive. I don't remember that half of the game, because it's just so much, like the quarterback position is just so much thinking and so much just brain power you use that a lot of people don't really understand that you're using. Like when you get in that mode, you're using like 100% of your brain. So it's a lot. So, you know, you come out the game with a couple headaches, and, you know, I can't even recall that at that time.
Keep that energy going into the next week.
I mean, it's repetitive. We know it's the problem, so we just got to find a solution. All 11 players got to do the right thing on each play. It can't be 10 players and one player not. So it's just something that I feel like us as players, we got to get together and put a stop to the badness that's going on, the slow starts. Because y'all knew when the game was close, we a second half team. Y'all already knew that. So I'm sure everybody that been a Buff supporter, y'all knew the outcome of the game. But we just can't afford to keep doing that. You know, good teams come, and it's going to catch up. So.
Thank you. Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Congratulations on the win. Nice to meet you. Was there a message before the final drive from your father? He's a relentlessly positive guy. Was there something that he said to you ahead of that last drive, or was there something that was maybe ringing in your ear that he said throughout the week?
Nah, it ain't. Pops don't even talk to me that much during the game, you know. He lets me be me, because, you know, I've been living with him my whole life. So it's like he can't tell me anything I haven't heard before. So it's really, I just looked down the sideline, just seeing everybody body language, the coaches and everybody, and they knew what time it was. So it was just like, it was a perfect time. Legendary. Perfect timing, man. New song coming out, man. Y'all subscribe. YouTube.
After such a disappointing performance against an unranked ASU team that only has one win, the outlook for Colorado really is not looking that good. Yes, there's always room for improvement and they could do way better going forward, but to barely squeak out a win against the unranked Arizona State team, which is at the bottom of the Pac-12, that's not a good look for Colorado going forward, especially because every defensive coordinator in the country knows that Colorado's offensive line is a point of weakness and something they can attack. Despite the great play from Shedeur Sanders throughout the year and the impressive play from their wide receivers, they still know this is something they can attack. And their schedule going forward, compared to the last few games, is even way more difficult because they'll have a few unranked teams, but then they finish the season against the ranked teams of Oregon State, Washington State, and Utah. So I doubt that's going to get any easier for them, and they'll probably have some more struggles unless they can really come together and figure out some solutions going forward. But even if they can or they can't, based on how the season has gone, not to expectations and not perfectly, and especially based on what Coach Prime has stated before, Shedeur will probably be returning to Colorado for another year and not enter the NFL draft I can't imagine that his NFL draft prospects are higher than Caleb Williams, and it doesn't seem like Shedeur wants to go into the draft and be ranked below Caleb and get drafted under him, especially when next year Colorado's probably going to become even better. They're going to get so many more better recruits, especially in the offensive line, which I'm sure the recruits have noticed is a point of weakness, and Coach Prime and his staff are heavily recruiting. I'm certain of that. So even though they've had an okay year as the first year, probably really a great year for the first year, coming off of a 1-11 season last year, they really have a lot of room for improvement, but going forward, the prospects are looking pretty good. And it's also great that Coach Prime and his whole team have had these humbling, serious moments to realize just how tough it is at the Division I college football level to win and to consistently win and to play against the best teams that have the best players. But I'm really happy with what Coach Prime and Shedeur said, because Coach Prime was keeping it pretty real about how disappointed he was and the expectations he has for his team. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you agreeing with what Coach Prime said and you like his tone and honesty and kind of more negative outlook on what happened during the game? I think it's just an honest outlook, but let me know what you think. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.